understanding what works best for other people, what works best for me, what works best for most, isn't as important as understanding what works best for you right now. Not in the past, because in the past, like for instance, I did a post earlier on understanding like where you're at and what the opportunity is. I went out and got some deodorant that like I used to be one of my favorite deodorants, and I put it on and then I had like a reaction to it. But I kept on trying it because I was like, well, no, this is usually one of my favorite deodorants. It sounds foolish, but like I kept using it because A, I paid for it, and then B, I used to like it and it used to work. Well, it doesn't work anymore for me, or at least right now it doesn't. So I put it back in my bag, and then I went out and got a different one that Melissa had recently bought for me that worked well, but they didn't have it the last time I was at the store, so I didn't buy it because it wasn't convenient. And what happened was it really caused inconvenience. The point to this whole discussion really is just about understanding you want to make sure that you get good at getting good at being you. Like, how can you work on things consistently? How can you create structure so that you can grow, a framework that you can rise to the top of whatever you're trying to do? And understanding that whether you're a coach, an athlete, a parent, teacher, trainer, therapist, or student, the most important thing really is getting good at not teaching yourself how to blame something else, but understanding what the cause is for something and the effect of it. And then being able to replicate that in your life scientifically, because you understand that formula is going to produce that outcome. And enjoy the steps along the way as much as you can as it works for you. Some people like sacrifice. Some people like that struggle, that daily grind. Some people embrace that and they get the most out of that. Other people are like, yeah, I don't want to struggle. I don't want to sacrifice. I don't want to. So find the things that you can still do, or a perspective that brings joy to your life for the work that you're going to have to do in your life in order to get to the point where you want to get. I just heard a great video share from a friend of mine who does incredible work through his organization. And their perspective on things was fine, because it worked for him. It didn't work for me though, because it sounded like a lot of blame. And unfortunately, when you blame somebody for something, you don't necessarily empower the other person to do what's right for them to do. You're just giving them, a scapegoat. And now, if they're going to ride that scapegoat to, a better place or, a new horizon, that's fine. But unfortunately, you taught them how to get out of a situation that wasn't empowering and that was creating a victim situation instead of a victor situation. You don't have a victory from a victim standpoint. It's not a good thing. So teach people to be empowered, and that starts with yourself. Teach yourself to be empowered. How can I take action on this without somebody's help? And then if you need help with it, that's fine. Don't be afraid to ask, because you can empower yourself by asking and through creating more of a team atmosphere. A lot of times they'll say, hey, listen, you can go fast by yourself, but you can go further with others, with that team. So don't be afraid to ask for help when necessary. And, just because you're asking for help doesn't mean that that's disempowering, right? Because if you ask for help and you don't do anything with it, you're not going to get anywhere. So like show appreciation, gratitude, and respect for the help that you got by doing something with it. And then achieve greatly, dare greatly, and do it consistently. It's got to be every day. So the point again to this was don't waste your time with blame for a situation. If you want to understand an equation and you came out with 1 + 1 and it equals 3 and it didn't make any sense, we're not going to blame 1 and 1 for not equaling 3. That makes no sense. Just understand what would equal 3 or the fact that 1 and 1 equals 2. It doesn't matter what you do as long as you understand and apply it scientifically to make sense for you. You're going to be fine. It's going to go well. But if you look back and say oh, listen, this is your fault and all this other stuff, there's a lot of people that you get caught up with looking backwards. It's important to look backwards and realize where you came from and learn from that, but then you need to take action in the here and now and move yourself forward and be appreciative for the things you're working for and be grateful for the things you have and show respect to that through your actions and the way that you communicate about things. There's many people out there that have a broken mindset, broken emotions, broken physically, and they need to help repair themselves and then build themselves up to believe in themselves, to take action. It's very difficult to do that if all you're going to do is blame. So figure out how to not blame somebody else. Don't point the fingers at other people, point them at yourself, and point them out at yourself to take ownership, not necessarily to blame, but you can be accountable and then be responsible for moving forward, because that ability to respond is your responsibility to take action on and build and grow. And so that's my message for today. And show, the respect to whoever it is that brought you here, or whatever it was that brought you here, because you have a purpose here. And playing small and playing the victim does not ever suit or serve your purpose or the greater good. It just can't. It can't, because it gives away the power of what it is that you're doing, and you don't have control over that. So take control over what's going on through your actions and live the great life, because you can, and you can do that on purpose every day.